Hi and welcome to Ksenia Pro Photography Podcast. I'm your host, Ksenia Pro, and today we're going to be talking about how to offer a free photo shoot to build your portfolio the right way. Before we jump into this episode, I just wanted to thank you all for listening to this podcast, or if you're watching me on YouTube, thank you for being here. And if you want to connect with me, make sure to follow me on Instagram at Ksenia Pro Education. This is where I share kind of like the tips and tricks about the photography and the business side of things. And if you curious to see my current work, my portfolio is shared on my main account, which is at Ksenia Pro Photo on Instagram. And this is where you see like the behind the scenes of my lifestyle and the photo shoots and all of that. And also make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is Ksenia Pro Photography on YouTube. And if you are a photographer who's interested in mentorship and photography education, make sure to check out my website, KseniaProEducation.com, and learn more about my courses and some mentorship opportunities for you. All right, let's dive in. So I recently got a message on my Instagram from one of my followers. She's a photographer as well, and she was so frustrated. Like, I could feel her pain through her message and just the words that she selected. And I felt for her because she was complaining about how she offered a free photo shoot to someone she knew, and they didn't, she felt like they didn't appreciate the gesture and they didn't show up for the shoot the right way. And in the end of the day, she didn't get anything out of it, even though she didn't get paid and she didn't get the nice pictures to show in her portfolio. And this is a common situation, and I feel like a lot of photographers get frustrated when they offer free photo shoots and they're not getting anything in return. So what's the point of offering free shoots, right? But I just want you to think about it a little bit a different way, and I want you to have the full control over the situation because everything is in your hands, honestly. Like, you control the process because this is your business, this is the service that you offer, and you have the control of who you offer the service to, whether it's free or paid, especially when it's free. And what are you getting in return and out of it, and how to provide the service, what type of pictures you're gonna get in the end. You have like 90% of the control. You just need to, have the confidence to actually ask of the people that you're working with. So today, exactly, we're gonna be talking about what to do to avoid those disappointing experiences of offering free photo shoots and feeling unappreciated. But first of all, let me just list some of the things that could go wrong. And it could happen even with paid clients, but it's mostly frustrating when it's like a free portfolio building photo shoot because the only thing that you're getting out of this is actually the pictures that you can show to potentially book more clients. So I want you to work on those sessions even more closely than the paid ones, okay? Because what could happen, because of the poor communication, your client or the model, like the unpaid photo shoot model, they can feel like they're getting something for free, so they're not as invested in the photo shoot because they're like, if it doesn't work out, it's okay, it was free, right? So they don't value you as much, and they don't value the experience that you provide because they didn't invest anything in terms of the money, right? That's why they may show up unprepared, so they bring the wrong outfits, or the clothes is like wrinkled. It's not the outfits that you talked about, because ideally, especially for your portfolio type of shoots, you really need to pay close attention to the styling because this is the style that you want to show off in your portfolio, right? So make sure to communicate with your models so they bring the right things, but nevertheless, they might not listen to you, or they think it's not that important, okay? Also, they may come with the hair and makeup being a mess, okay? So they either don't get makeup done professionally, which is fine. They could do their own makeup, but at least it has to look nice, and the hair could be a mess. They may also, if like a family photo shoot, a photo shoot with kids, the kids may be a mess, right? So they may forget a lot of things, or like the husband is not cooperating at all. He didn't even know that this thing is happening, so there's a lot of, like a photo shoot is such a logistically complicated thing to do, and a lot of communication, a lot of prep has to happen beforehand, and that has the direct impact on the results of the photo shoot. So make sure that you communicate with your clients or your models the right way to ensure that you have like the results that you were hoping for, because this is your bread and butter, your pictures, your portfolio pictures. This is something that are going to bring money in the next 1 to 12 months. So make sure to invest a lot of energy and a lot of effort into making sure everything is working. Okay. And also a lot of times, like I said, because those free photo shoots, it's kind of like nice to have for some clients or like your models, right? So they may not appreciate them as much. They're like, it's free. And also if they don't know the actual cost, like how much normally you charge for the photo shoot, they don't even know the value. So just make sure to tell them, hey, normally the photo shoot is like, I don't know, $400 or $1,000, whatever your prices are right now. You don't need to make it up, but you probably already have some kind of price that you're charging. But for you, I wanted to collaborate with you because I love X, Y, and Z. I love the way you look. You like at the right, if you're doing like a maternity photo shoot, you exactly, at the right time for your maternity pictures. And I wanted to try, I thought you would be perfect for this idea. You can show them and share the idea with them. Or like, I'm looking for, the family with 2 kids under 5, the age of 5. So I think your family will be perfect for that. Would you be interested in this? So phrase your expectations the right way right off the bat and give them the value that they're receiving. Make sure that they know what the value is. Okay. All right. I'm already diving into the do's and don'ts. So I actually have like my notes and my list. So let's just go through this so I make sure I don't miss anything. Okay. So when you're offering your free shoots, the goal, like I said, is to build your portfolio, and the portfolio is your money-making machine in the end of the day. This is like the storefront of your business. This is what you show to your potential dream clients. So that's why you need to pay close attention to what you're creating, even though, you're not getting paid for these shoots, but you're going to get paid for these shoots in the long run, because these pictures that you have in your portfolio, if they are the right ones and they attract the right type of client, the right type of people, they will be working for you months to come and even more. Some like in the beginning, when you're just starting photography, you probably would be updating your website and your portfolio every week or so, right? Because you're getting new photo shoots and you're growing so fast and you're learning so fast. But later on, it's going to slow down. So right now, I've been doing photography for almost 12 years and I've had my full-time business for past 6, almost 7 years. So I just now updated my website and I've had pictures there from like 2-3 years ago. So it's not like super recent. And those shoots that I have there, they've been working for me for years because my style is not really changing that much. So I can show the same type of pictures. And that's what I want from you. But first we need to create and we need to figure out what type of photography, what type of style you want to promote, you want to create for your ideal client. Okay. So we're going to start with figuring out your goals and what you want to get from those, setting up those free photo shoots. So what type of pictures you need to get, what type of styles you want to do, what type of person you want to work with, even just like visually how they're going to look like. Okay. So number 2, once you kind of like figure out the goals and what you're looking for, you need to figure out how to find the right people to work with. And when I say the right people, it's not necessarily the way they look, but also the right personality, right? Because that's important. You have to click. They have to be excited. They have to know exactly what you're offering, what type of photography you do, and they have to be excited about the ideas that you have. And you will feel it even from the way they message or talk to you on the phone. You will know. And you have to pre-vet them throughout whether it's like a conversation through the text messages, Instagram, on the phone. I would set up a phone call with them as well, just to make sure you're on the same page so you can talk talk about, what to bring and what type of outfits you're going to do and the styles and so on, and what location to use. Or, if you're using your studio, just explain, what type of things you're going to do throughout the shoot, and hear and listen, see their reaction. Make sure they're excited, they are invested. So they're like, oh yeah, I can bring this, and that. And, I can do my hair like this. And I have a perfect makeup artist. So you will know this is the right person to work with. If someone was like, oh, I'm not sure, I don't think that's me, we can try. I'd rather not work with that person just because they're not going to be fully invested. And second of all, if they're having second thoughts, there's a chance they may not allow you to use the pictures online. And that's exactly the reason why you're doing this photo shoot. So what's the point of working with them if you can't even use the pictures for the portfolio? Because that happened to me as well. In the beginning, I've made like a lot of mistakes, even though I did like a lot of very successful unpaid photo shoots, which have, I still have them on my portfolio because I love them so much, because they allow me to actually use my creativity to the full potential, because I'm the creative director. I tell people what to do because it's unpaid photo shoots. So I actually come up with the ideas. I sometimes even source the outfits, or we work together on sourcing the outfits, the props and things like that. But I am in charge, right? Because I want a certain type of look. And I just find the people who are excited about the same thing. All right, so next, ideally, we're not just here to take pretty pictures. If you are, that's okay. But if you have a business or you want to build and grow your business, those free photo shoots, every unpaid photo shoot is an opportunity. You're not getting paid right now, but you're getting paid later on with the connections from the person that you're working with. Because think about it, every time you're working with someone, they have a circle of friends and people they know, maybe like Instagram followers, depending like where they are at in life. And you will get to these connections through working. It's like a spider web. It's like a network, right? So every free photo shoot, it's a networking opportunity. So I want you to take it very seriously. That's why ideally, let's add another layer. When you're choosing the person to work with for like unpaid free photo shoot, I want you to pick someone who ideally has, a circle of friends who are your ideal clients, who are your dream clients, who you want to work with, or maybe they are like influential in the area locally, or they may be like an online Instagram influencer, right? So they have a lot of followers, they have a lot of eyeballs on them. So these are the people that you want to work with. And I wouldn't mind doing a free photo shoot for them because I know I'm going to get back so much more in return. And I've have a few clients which I met through doing like those free photo shoots, and they keep sending me the best clients ever. Even though I did like 1 or 2 free photo shoots with them, they keep sending me their people on autopilot all the time. And all those clients are amazing because I chose to work with the right person to begin with. And this is like the best thing, because personal referral is the strongest trigger for someone to book a session with you. It's not the ad that they're gonna see. It's not even your Instagram post. It's actually somebody they know doing the photo shoot and looking amazing and feeling amazing and being excited about the results and the process. And they refer once they see, even like, think about like a friend like tried some kind of service and they're excited about it, then they want to share with you, and you kind of trust them, their opinion even more. So that's what we want to get, and this is where the gold is for your photography business. All right, so once you chose the right person, make sure that you communicate really, really well. Like, talk about every detail. Talk about all of the expectations from both sides. This is very important. So this is when you cannot, expect something and not talk about it and then get frustrated or upset later because you had these expectations for them, I don't know, to show up on time or to show up looking amazing or knowing how to pose or, I don't know, like being excited about the final result. And if you don't talk about it and people don't know what are you expecting from them. So I want you to start with explaining that this is a creative collaboration. It's not just a freebie, right? It's not not just a free photo shoot, because we don't do those. We do, collaborations. So in exchange for their time, you're going to provide the value. So the value is X amount of dollars, which is your price for the photo shoot, which includes, and you can list it out. So you can create an email template, or even like a small little contract, like a model release, which we're going to talk about it in a minute, where you list out what's included, what they're going to expect to get from you in exchange for, the 2 hours of their time, for example. So talk about them. So it's going to be like in studio photo shoot or on location photo shoot at this location. It's going to be like a 2-hour session starting from 10 a.m. to like 12 p.m., for example. In the end of the day, you're going to receive like 10 fully retouched images selected by me, or if you let them select their own pictures, that's fine. Just like write it all out so that they know what to expect in return, and also make sure that they know how you're going to be using the pictures. And if you are filming anything on video or taking some behind the scenes pictures, make sure to list it out as well and say, hey, we're going to do this photo shoot. You're getting it for free, even though the cost, like normally I charge like, I don't know, $7,000, maybe you're charging $7,000. That would be nice. $700 for the photo shoot. And you're getting this for free, basically. In exchange, I need your permission to make sure I can use the pictures on my portfolio, on my website, on my Instagram. I'm gonna do some short clips of behind the scenes that I'm gonna use on my Instagram as well, and we might even do like, I don't know if you would do in YouTube videos, anything like that. So when I still offer free photo shoots in exchange for models' time or like clients' time when I film YouTube videos or when I film videos for my online course. So those, like, they're not getting paid for pictures, but at the same time, I'm not paying them for modeling for me. So it works both ways. Both of us, getting value out of this. But I also make sure that I obtain model release from them. This is very important. Even if you, just starting your photography business or you haven't been doing this long, make sure to get the model release. This is number one thing I want you to learn from this podcast episode. Get a model release, even the basic one, saying that, your models or your clients that are doing this free session with you, they are allowing you to use the pictures online, in print, in any form of media. If you Google, model release, you will find some templates. You can use any of those. You can tweak it to make it your own. It doesn't need to be like super, super duper legal, but it had like some kind of paperwork you have to have, because I've had this happen to me. So we did this, it was like a collaboration photo shoot with an event planner for wedding photography, right? I used to do weddings back in the day, and it was an amazing photo shoot with a lot of vendors, and we had amazing models as a couple. So it was so beautiful. It was like 50 Shades of Grey themed. It was very like stunning photo shoot. And 3-4 years later, one of the models from the photo shoot, they reached out to me and saying, hey, can you take down my pictures? Because we did like the wedding type of photo shoot. So it looks like they're getting married, but they're not. They just models. They didn't even know each other. I mean, they were not a couple or anything. But now one of them is like having a serious relationship, and it's a problem for them to have those pictures online. And I was not smart enough because I did not obtain the model release, and the event planner who was coordinating everything, they did not have that either. So that was a problem that we had to talk about and solve and problem solve it. So in order for you to not having to worry about those things, just make sure that you get the model release. Even if, somebody's requesting to take down the pictures, if it's not a big deal for you, I would still take them down, because you don't want to deal with upset clients or upset people, right? But if you really need those pictures in your portfolio and you have the model release, say, hey, actually you signed this model release, so, you gave me the right to use the pictures, so I'm not doing anything illegal. If you want me to take them down, let's make a deal, so you can problem solve it in a completely different way. And finally, again, thinking about as a business person, right, in a smart way, this free unpaid photo shoot is an opportunity for you to create a lot of content, especially if you're doing something creative, different, you're styling the shoot differently and you want to showcase it, right? So make sure to get a lot of behind the scenes, maybe invite somebody like an assistant or even just a friend, or you can hire someone professional to do like the video behind the scenes and things like that. But also request a Google review and or a video testimony from this model client. Just get them to talk about the experience and the pictures that they received, because especially when you're just starting out, you need to get as many reviews and feedback as possible, because this is again something that's going to help propel your business forward. All right. If you guys love the tips today, make sure to comment under this video if you're watching me on YouTube. If you're listening to my podcast, make sure to subscribe to my podcast so you don't miss any new episodes. And follow me on Instagram at Ksenia Pro Education and at Ksenia Pro Photo. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.